everybody, it's me and Marco, this Nerds Boy Comic Book Ball, and we here to talk about Justice League.
Yeah, I did a video with Andrea earlier. Now it's me and Charles, and we're going to talk about all the spoilers. Like, I know last time I said spoiler warning, but this is going to be even more spoilers. Like, everything that was great about the movie, everything that was awesome in the movie, we're going to talk about it. And we're going to share our opinions with you guys.
It's true, Superman is a cat.
Superman was always a cat, and that is why he has 9 lives.
Yes. So, how you want to start off? Like, I mean, you want to just go right in? Like, we're not even going to cut the turkey like the proper way with the wings and the thighs. We're going straight for the breast.
I think we should start dessert first and talk about the 2 end credits.
Okay. So we backwards forward.
Yes.
So, end credits. End credit 1. I can honestly say, as much as, like, okay, the universe is everywhere. I got used to that. But for them to have a race between Superman and the Flash, perfect. Like, this is something that I always want. Like, you could tell Josh Whedon played a big part in this. Like, he's the ketchup to the mayo for this burger. As weird as that may sound. Maybe some people don't like ketchup and mayo, but like here in Chicago, we put ketchup on our burgers, but not on our hot dogs. I mean, it was fun. I loved it. How did you feel?
I think it was one of those reshoot scenes because I think there was a little bit of digital.
Yeah, I kind of seen that
upper lip going on there. It's a very plasticky upper lip, so I was like, okay, it's definitely a reshot scene. It's a scene that's supposed to be end credit because they didn't film another end credit scene, so they just wanted something jokey to be in there, and it followed up that scene with Flash and Superman earlier.
Yeah,
that just blew my mind. And it was like, oh, let's find out who's faster. And if you do listen, you hear the Speed Force breaking before the sound barrier.
Oh, well, I mean, I think it's one of those things where the Flash, I mean, we are talking about very young and early, like, development of Barry Allen. Like, he calls it the Sound Force, but he doesn't really know how quite it works. And, you know, I'm glad, like, how they introduce most of these characters, like, for instance, Barry Allen, Cyborg, you know, this is for, like, he literally just became Cyborg not too long ago, and he's still learning things about himself. And Aquaman, like, you get his backstory, which I'm looking forward to the movie next year. Like, granted, it's going to be around Christmas time. That would be my Christmas gift to myself.
Yeah, I think they might move it forward, like, I don't know, October, November. But for right now, I think it's December.
Yeah, that's December 21st.
Yeah, that's good because there's not a Star Wars movie.
Oh, no. And everyone is going to need I mean, of course, traditionally, everyone's going to need a movie to go to on Christmas Day because for some people, that's traditions. And me, I'm probably going to, you know, spend that going to Aquaman next year. This year, most likely, The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I'm going to see it twice.
Not Jumanji? You're not going to go see Jumanji?
To the hell with Jumanji.
To hell with Jumanji.
Like, it's funny. They showed that trailer during the movie, and before the movie, and it was just cringy. But we'll discuss that in, like, our new segment, Triple Trailers.
Yeah. We can talk about that towards the end. But also, you brought up Aquaman, and I want to talk about Aqua Bro.
Okay. Love Aquaman. Like, honestly, you know, it's funny because a lot of people talk about Josh Whedon and how, like, he put his twist and, like, his catchy phrases and, like, all his little quirks. This universe needed that.
Yeah.
Like, Aqua Bro, I enjoyed him. You know, like, Cyborg saying, "Booyah," I promise you, Zack Snyder 100% this, he would have never said that.
No, it would have been like, "Booyah." Really stoic, quiet, and just like, what'd you say, Cyborg? He's like, oh, nothing, never mind.
Exactly, like, But before we get to that, let's finish off the second end credit scene.
Which was something a lot of people kind of guessed at a little bit earlier, but it was the Injustice Society, or the Injustice League, or the Legion of Doom, or the Secret Society, whatever you want to call the bad guys.
Yeah, I just know, like, you know, it was a bad guy who was making the league. I mean, okay, it's weird because now I'm kind of grown on this new, like, more evil, not so awkward bald head Lex Luthor.
Yeah, it's like someone slapped him across the face and was like, he lost a little bit of his insanity.
Like, hey, get your crap together, okay? Like, at first, like, and this is the first thing, honestly, when they show, like, when it starts off, like, they're in the cell, and they're like, hey, yeah, come on, Lex Luthor, and, like, you just hear the laughing, a little part of my stomach dropped, because, like, when he turns around, this guy has, like, this crazy laugh on his face, I instantly was like, are we getting the Joker that we're supposed to get? And it's like slowly leading up to like, yeah, Jared Leto's Joker is just a joke, or he's some wannabe Joker, and Batman, like, really don't know that, or he just don't know what's going on, and we're about to get a new one. But then when I seen it jump to this scene, I'm like, okay, that still seemed weird, but how the hell did Lex Luthor escape? And then that's when you see Deathstroke. And at first it was just like, as we previously talked about before the podcast, it's just going to be some guy. And as I hear the voice, I'm like, okay, this might be him. Because I used to watch True Blood. He was in there. Remember him as the Wolfman? I'm like, okay, this is him. Did he take off his helmet? Perfect. Honestly, no one else can play Deathstroke now. Like, he fits the character perfectly. White hair, eye patch. I mean, he's already built. Like, it's...
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Me and Andrea were talking about this, not on the podcast, but before. And it's like, imagine if Jared Leto was Lex and Jesse Eisenberg got to play the Joker.
I think I probably would enjoy that.
Yeah, a little bit. But I do like Jesse Eisenberg hopefully transforming into a more traditional Lex Luthor.
I think he slowly is going to get there. I mean, as we see that there's, more higher-ups taking control of the movie, and they starting to see, like, maybe these are things that we need to do. Two things. One, I don't understand why they're getting the review scores that they're getting. Like, it's actually an enjoyable movie. Hard enough for me to say, after BVS, Wonder Woman was great. This one not as great as Wonder Woman, but it's still enjoyable.
Yeah. This one is kind of messy. Like, you could tell different scenes are reshoots.
Yes.
You could tell different things have been cut out all together, like from the trailer. You could tell a lot of stuff has been moved around, and corporate has their hands in it, but at the same time, it was good that they put their hands in it at some parts. Because Superman is finally Superman.
Oh, yes.
The DC universe kind of feels like it's being flushed out more off, like more of a comic book feel to it, kind of. And everything's really how you wanted it to be, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Or not 10 years ago, but maybe like
3 years ago.
3 years ago. And it's like, I understand now, like Man of Steel and Dawn of Justice, they're supposed to be like the prelude to this, and they're supposed to be dark intentionally. But it's like such a long gap between Man of Steel to here.
Yes.
I was like, that just felt like a long drag of 4 years. When in continuity, it's probably like 2 years, a year, maybe.
Yeah, that's really silly.
Yeah.
But speaking of Superman, I can honestly say character development from BVS to this. Well, no, I mean everyone. Like, but I'm gonna start off with Superman. Like, he was great. Like, he was the Superman I think that everyone always wanted. The one, like, when he showed up, and I mean, like, you like, oh man, crap done hit the fan. And you just hear his voice, and it's like, is that who I think it is? It's not something like, sad or brooding. But when he comes in, I'm trying to remember the line. He like, I think he said, I stand for peace, but I also stand for justice. And I was like, that's Superman.
No, he's like truth and justice.
Yes.
That was the order.
But like, I mean, just the things that I expect to hear from Superman. And it was every little cheesy, like, quirky thing that he say. A lot of people are like, wow, no. That's Superman, okay? That's Superman. And he came in.
Yeah.
When he saved a few people, and he came from the sky when Diana was fighting Steppenwolf, and he like, hey, if this guy's still giving you a problem, that's Superman.
It was cheesy, but I feel like Superman, he has the right to be cheesy.
Yes, because he's Superman. He's like, honestly, I can say this probably there has been quite a good like Clark Kent that played. Okay, movie wise, the last one before this, well, he doesn't count. Superman Returns. This is like Christopher Reeve right now. He's probably happy right now with how Henry Cavill is taking the mantle of Superman. This is the Superman we always wanted.
Yeah.
This is the one that we need.
Definitely is a better Superman than the one we have for like the past two movies.
Yeah.
And it was funny because they mentioned when a man dies, he loses something.
Yes.
I think he just lost his doubt. Like his self-doubt, his like dour sense of tragedy.
Speaking of coming back, how did you feel about that?
Oh, the method that they brought him back was, I don't know if somewhere along the line they like changed the idea. I just thought he was going to come back. Like Superman was just going to resurrect himself because I thought the dirt was rising. Mm-hmm. And the end of BVS, but I guess like nah.
You know what? I think this was a Josh Whedon change where he was like, oh, this is how it's going to be. And they was like, I can't let him come back just by like, oh no, he was asleep or comatose, whatever. I feel like, no. It has to be in a way where people, because non-moviegoers or, fans, I think this is a better way for them to understand how he came back. Because trying to explain it, like, oh no, he never really died. It's just that his, like, pulse, like, slowed down to the point where it was unrecognizable. And the only thing that could read it was, like, Kryptonian technology. Like, that wouldn't work.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of just like, I don't know if it was Snyder or Whedon. I think Whedon contributed to this cut less than we're giving him credit for.
Yeah.
Because it feels like Whedon shot a lot for reshoots, but they didn't actually include a lot of the reshoots. Like, there's a few moments here, like, Batman saves Flash, and he's like, oh, happy about it. Or Wonder Woman does an extra thing, Cyborg does an extra thing here and there. That might have been the extent of the reshoots.
Yeah.
But story-wise, I think it's kind of close to what it was originally.
I mean, and I think we discussed that before where, we were texting each other. He was like, yeah, a lot of people say, like, the story is not that great. I'm like, like, I don't know. In comic book movies, no one's really there for the story. Like, let's lay this down on the table. The only ones I can say out of comic book movies, besides Watchmen, I mean, that right there is, it's on its own island. Like, when we talk about comic book movies, we really can't relate to that. That has its own, like, tower. Its own dark tower. But no, like, Captain America, the trilogy of that, I mean, that right there, it's a good story. Like, that's a story being told about this man and, like, his progress through life, losing Bucky, getting him back, and having to fight his own friends. Like, yeah, it's kind of a tough story. Iron Man, I mean, rough times during that time. Most comic book movies were in there for action, and this had enough where, of course, from all the trailers that they release and TV spots, you see things coming, but at the same time, like, it was still enjoyable. Sadly, some of the best jokes were, like, released
Spoiled.
in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, ugh. Like, really?
I've seen this, like, 20 times already.
Yeah.
And not intentionally, just watching other movies in the theater.
Yes.
I've seen this trailer over and over again. Going back to your thing about the story in comic book movies, I think the only trilogy or only series that actually had, like, good villains, a good story, and, like, a decent progression for the character was, like, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, most series have, like, either have a weak story or just, like, weak villains.
Yeah.
Like Guardians, Ronan, weak villain.
Oh, yes. All the villains in, like, Marvel movies are throwaways.
Yeah. So now I think they're kind of copying, well, not copying, but they're going with the Marvel method, which is like, oh, weak villain, but the character interactions are great. Like, the team dynamic works pretty well. Everyone fairly close or getting there to being comic book accurate.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every, like, little, like, personal character story that they had in this movie, it was heartwarming. Like, you see Flash, he's talking to his dad in prison. It's just like, as comic book fans, we know, like, that was a touchy scene where he was like, hey, I don't want you coming back here anymore. I'm like, you can't say that to your son. And, like, it to the point I was just like, God, this is ugh. And then the way Cyborg, he, like, his interactions with his dad. And seeing Atlantis and, like, seeing, like, Mira, just that whole, like, I can't wait for the Aquaman movie. Said it once before, I'm said it again. I'm excited for it. Seeing Jason Momoa in this movie, it was intriguing. Like,
yeah, I can't believe he wasn't named Sexiest Man Alive.
It's just like every scene, like, I don't need this shirt.
Blake Shelton, like, what do you got to top this?
Take off shirt.
And he's just got like a beard belly and man boobs. That's all he's got.
Not Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa's just like Hawaiian.
Yeah.
His blood tastes like pineapple.
So, Cyborg. I enjoyed Cyborg so much in this movie. I'm not saying I'm finna run out and get his comics. Oh, hell no. But besides Teen Titans, this is probably the most useful and most developed and the most interesting Cyborg I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, Teen Titans Go, regular Teen Titans.
Yeah, definitely the original animated Teen Titans. And, of course, the Mark Wolfman stuff. But, yeah, this is about as useful as Cyborg's going to be. Like, I don't think his solo movie is going to be a solo movie.
I feel like as if, and actually, I feel like he should be like Hulk for like the DC universe, where like the way him and Flash interacted. Nah, he can't hang out with Aquaman. Like that was some. But like he can like help out in like Wonder Woman's movie, like whenever she actually catch up to present day, and just like the dynamic. Even if it's like okay, he can assist Batman when he's at the Batcave. Him and Alfred working off each other in some kind of dynamic. Like Cyborg, I hate to say he's a supporting character, but this movie drew more attention to him.
Yeah.
And it made it more exciting. Like, I can't wait to see more of Cyborg. Not in his own movie, but with other people.
Yeah, definitely a team up, like either Flashpoint or a movie after Flashpoint, like him and Flash getting together, because I did like them working together, even the like the fist bump thing. And it's like
hey, they finally did the fist bump.
Yeah. And Flash is like awkward, socially awkward kind of tendencies to be like really weird around people. I kind of want to see that develop. And Cyborg being like the youngest guy on the team with him.
Yeah.
That was pretty good to have them kind of bond.
Wonder Woman, once again, she's Wonder Woman. Like, I feel like as if, and this probably is not true, but I feel like as if Patty Jenkins was like on set watching over. Like, no, that's not what my character do, okay? This is how she behaves. This is how she works. Because every time Wonder Woman came on, like, onto a scene, it was just like, she wasn't like BVS Wonder Woman. It was more of like, every time she spoke, it's like, I want to hear what she have to say. I mean, her action scenes, like, great. Like, it's funny because when that one scene take place where like Superman comes back, he's like, I don't really know who I am, but everyone seemed like a threat to me. Only person I've seen that could have like been on par with him at that moment was Wonder Woman. I mean, Aquaman, he's probably, not at the Aquaman we know in the comics where he can face off against like Superman one-on-one, but it was just like, oh god, like, we got to see where this is going to go.
Yeah. I feel like Gal Gadot at this point, she's had enough experience. She's filmed like a year and a half with like this character, so she knows her pretty well.
Yeah.
So even if Patty Jenkins wasn't there, she could be like, no, as Diana, I would do this. I would take this spin with it. Also, my accent is kind of goofy, so can you give me words that aren't weird and awkward for me to say, like conquering?
Yes. And it's weird because, like, seeing her, like, she was pregnant throughout this entire movie. So I'm sitting there watching, like, okay, for someone who's pregnant, I'm like, is that baby okay in there?
Yeah, actually Andrea brought that up. She's like, certain angles you could see a little bit more, and like at one point it was like, well, I mentioned this, but at one point Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot kind of have a baby bump going on. Because I think Ben actually wears like a girdle sometimes when he's in his bat suit. Because when he was talking to Alfred, it was like, oh no.
Can we talk about? Sorry, Ben Affleck, but make up your goddamn mind, okay? Are you going to be Batman or are you not?
After this movie, I'm sure he's like, I don't know, maybe if I had more money, I would be Batman still.
Like, throughout the entire movie, I won't lie, seeing him more as Bruce Wayne, I enjoyed him being, because I mean, in BVS, you see him mostly as Batman. Rarely ever see him as like Bruce Wayne, except like the few scenes. But you see him more as like Bruce Wayne in the way he's behaving, and for him to know, like, for him to have this whole like guilt, like it's like, hey, it's kind of my fault that Superman died, and to see him behave in that kind of way, it's just like, wow, okay, I'm actually cool with this. Like, his character's developed, I'm actually enjoying him more, but I don't want to get attached to him if he's not going to continue as Batman.
I know, right? I do want to point out a continuity error. Before I keep talking about how great Ben Affleck is, the opening scene with like him stopping a robber, right? Mm-hmm. Clean shaven Batman.
Yeah.
Then when he goes off scene later to find Aquaman, full beard.
You know what? I thought about that. I was like, that beard that he had, I would say probably with his kind of hair, because it's, I'm a black guy, I have curly hair, but like that looked like a beard that took like 2 weeks to grow. And I feel like that village that he had to get to, I don't think he had the opportunity to fly into that village. He came in on a horse. That was probably like, some time that he had to travel.
Yeah, true. Could have been like Alaska or somewhere else.
I take it was I noticed that. I take it was, I'm just throwing it out there, probably a couple of weeks in between, like, looking for Aquaman. Granted, that was probably one of the first guys he looked for.
Maybe you should start with like someone closer, like Barry, but
Nah, he was like, I need to see Aquaman. And it sucked, because like, I was really like, I felt like as if they never should have put it in a trailer, the whole, I heard you talk to fish. That would have been perfect. Like, we watching the movie and we didn't know that joke was coming. Like, it would have been like, oh man, did they really say that? But I hope like next Justice League or whatever they do, they hold back on like some of the jokes in the trailers.
Yeah, they haven't learned like how to use their jokes.
Yes. One thing in the trailer that I seen, and I can't remember, but it's still so cool, is like when they fighting Steppenwolf, I believe, like for the first time together, and like Diana is reaching for her sword, and the Flash run across the wall, and he just taps it and like, even though I seen that in the trailer, seeing that play out, like, still wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that she has a sword, and I love like characters with swords and shields and like classic like knights and like warriors. That scene was amazing. Like every time she just grabbed a sword and shield, I was just like, oh, it's about to go down. And I mean, as a fighter, like she's good. Like even Jason Momoa, like it seemed like that was his first time getting to try, and he really didn't know how to use it. But as he's progressing, as he's fighting with it more, you can see him kind of like spinning it around. I'm like, okay, he's getting used to this. By the time, the Aquaman movie gets here, he's going to be like throwing it, probably be like Thor calls it back to him. I mean, I don't know if that's possible, but you never know.
It's a magic trident. You never know. There's something I kind of want to bring up. It's a criticism. Mm-hmm. The Aquaman fight definitely felt really slow and weird.
I mean, they're fighting underwater, for God's sakes.
I know, but he's Aquaman. He should move like a fish.
You know what the crazy thing is? Steppenwolf is just like, yeah, this is nothing to me fighting underwater. I'm like, okay, I understand you're some, I guess he's a quote-unquote new god or whatever.
Yeah, he's the uncle of Darkseid, so he's a new god, but it's like...
But, like, shouldn't he be drowning? Like, they were down there for a quite amount of time. And knowing Atlanteans, like, seeing how, like, they did try to fight against him. And, I mean, Mira... By the way, she's like super hot. Like, yeah.
I mean, so many women throwing themselves at Aquaman, pretty much.
Yeah. Except Wonder Woman, she was like, "Nah, you're okay."
Wonder Woman was like,
"Yeah, you're all right."
Lasso of truth, expose the truth, man.
Nothing special to me.
Yeah.
But I noticed this, and it was kind of like I felt like they did this, and I feel like this is Joss Whedon, a little callback to the original Justice League, the relationship between Bruce and Diana.
Oh,
like
okay.
it was like it was there. Like Alfred, he was always like, oh, someone's going on a date. Oh, well, finally. And it's just like, the way he was like, oh, Alfred, why you didn't call Diana? He was like, you could have called her yourself. It's not what I'm here for.
Not your booty call. I'm not gonna make your booty calls for you, Mr. Wayne.
Yes,
Master Wayne.
I love Alfred. I love this Alfred. I mean, he's probably the second best Alfred.
Who's the first best?
No, this is Jeremy Irons.
Michael Caine?
Yes, Michael Caine.
Oh, Master Wayne. Master Bruce.
Yeah, I loved him as Alfred. Like, I mean, I hate to say it, but like, previous Batman movies, the Alfreds were not too
we've only
memorable.
had 3 movie Alfreds. It was the same guy for like all 4 of the original Batmans.
Yeah, I know. And he never mentioned anything about like his Batman's looking different.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Master Wayne, you look a little bit different today.
I feel like between like those like same continuity Batman, Michael Keaton was still the best one.
Yeah, I wish Michael Keaton could do like an animated Batman.
Yeah,
like just do an animated sequel to like his previous ones.
You give him wings, he could do anything.
Yeah, that man was born to wear wings. Or a cape.
But let me see.
Do you want to mention everyone's crushes on Wonder Woman?
Oh, well, of course.
Like,
I mean, especially
Flash?
Well, Flash, he's awkward towards, like, just all women in general.
Yeah. So
he don't even know how to react to anything.
But did you see the look that he gave Wonder Woman when she smiled at Cyborg? He's like, oh okay.
He's like, oh, I guess I'm not special. I think we talked about all the characters.
Did we? Steppenwolf is a big one who we didn't really talk about.
He's just another big gray character.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he did have some, okay lines, and he did stand out from, like, other CGI characters. Like, funny enough, I remember more of him than I do of Ares of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it was kind of like a mix of Ares and Doomsday, because he had spikes on his face, he had a weird helmet going on.
I just didn't know what was going on with that. I'm like, what are you? Like, this don't make any sense.
And he definitely doesn't have, like, the presence of a first team-up kind of character. Like, you have Loki for the Avengers, but for this one, it's like, Steppenwolf?
Yeah, like, ew.
Darkseid's uncle? Not Darkseid himself?
I mean, and then we don't know what his fate is. I feel like with him getting attacked by the parademons, then getting, like, boomed away from a boom tube, I mean, honestly, we could take that as whatever. I mean, I like how it's left open where, did he make it? Yes or no? Could have went back to, Apocalypse and, like, Doomsday, which I am surprised they held back with.
Yeah, like, just barely any reference to the New Gods, any reference of Darkseid, just one name drop from him.
Yeah.
And then a quick reference that he was exiled, so that's why he's never been back to Apocalypse.
Yeah, and just, like, I thought end credit scene, I believe, like, Avengers, where they was going to show, like, Darkseid, and I'd be like, whoa, no mention of, I mean, they mention of him, but, like, nothing. It makes me kind of excited for, like, the second one. Well, if there is a second Justice League, like, I don't know what's going on with Wonder Brothers right now.
So the current lineup is we have Aquaman.
Okay.
That's late next year. Shazam, Wonder Woman 2. Those are 2019. So everything else is the following decade.
Okay.
So we have Flashpoint, Batman, Man of Steel 2. Those are going to be the following decade. So a whole, it's going to feel like forever, even though it's only 3 years away.
Yeah, let's just see how it goes.
Yeah. And they're trying to milk that. Like, they're trying to milk Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I mean...
And Harry Potter.
Yeah. I mean, Harry Potter, they have a new movie coming up. But that's not what we're here to talk about.
I mean, we could talk about how they teased it, but also...
Well, we'll save that for the for the trailer talk.
The trailer talks at the end of this.
But I guess that's it.
Is that it? I mean, is there anything else?
Nope.
Besides that badass fight? Oh, Easter eggs.
I mean, Easter eggs. Okay, Green Lantern, they only showed one. Wish they could have showed more. Like, it was weird because I believe that was part of the Green Lantern for the sector, and it's like, yeah, that's it. Like, I was paying attention to that fight, and I'm liking how they threw in all these characters. Like, you kind of see Ares a little bit, and it's like, oh, I remember you. I wish somebody tell him it's not going to turn out well for him. But, like, they only have one Green Lantern. That's it. I'm like, what's going on?
I think they had two, because, like, they're, like, two different body types, and the big one got killed.
First of all, this is a fight to save the whole entire universe.
They don't know that yet.
Well, I mean, okay.
It's to save the Earth.
Well, to save the Earth, which is, first of all, something should have alerted, like, the Guardians to be like, hey, okay, we need to send more Green Lanterns to Earth because we got a situation going on over there. They're trying to bring in, everyone knows who Darkseid is. Once you leave, like, the Earth, galaxy, like the Milky Way galaxy, I believe other people out there knows, like, hey, Darkseid is a threat. No one messes with him. His name is known across the universe.
Probably. Especially by the Guardians. They're the oldest species in the world.
I feel like universe. As if more should have been Green Lantern should have been there, but hey, they probably didn't want to sprinkle anymore. They didn't want to spoil anything, but I'm glad that they did acknowledge that there's Green Lanterns in this universe instead of that like opening that we get in every DC movie now.
I like how the ring kind of was like looking for a new person, but like not really. I mean, on a whole battlefield, you can't find another Green Lantern wearer.
Nah, it's one of those. I mean, most likely all of them had willpower and a little bit of fear at that given moment.
Yeah.
But
other Easter
favorite line in the entire movie, and we've said this before: you can't put a snooze button on a doomsday clock.
Oh yes, that's a double-layered Easter egg or a reference because Zack Snyder directed Watchmen, and then Jeff Johns was involved.
And I felt like Jeff Johns like, just say that. I just want to see people just like lose their minds.
I just want this to happen. Do this for me. Do this for me, Zach. You're my guy, Zach.
I don't know. Part of Zach said no, and then when Josh came in, he like, hey Josh, I got you this job, bro. I just need one thing. You're like, sure, anything.
Just refilm this entire lake scene. Do it for me. And also include the Batman and Superman themes. And also write Flash's own theme, which is kind of cool and sciencey.
Like, can I talk about that, the Batman theme?
Yes.
Okay, how did you feel about it?
They used it at just the right point when the Commissioner was... Oh, you didn't mention your take on the Commissioner.
Oh, he was all right.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was going to see more of him. I know I shouldn't have expected to see more of him, but he was pretty good. I mean, for the short time that we had him. We probably seen of him as much as we seen of Joker, and I like him more.
Yeah, definitely. We're just getting like little breadcrumbs of Batman's world.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying this. Like, I can't wait for the standalone Batman movie, and I feel like if they're going to replace Ben Affleck or whatever his decision is, do that movie, and at the end of it, pass the mantle to like someone else. Like, because I mean, I would have hoped that like things that like they left out of the movie where it was like, oh, I see you playing with you're interacting with people again or whatnot. He didn't say that line, which I was looking forward to it. Then you could have at least like somehow mentioned like one of your Robins. There's probably no Nightwing in this universe. If there is, like, give us something.
Yeah, introduce some more elements because I don't want to wait for like Suicide Squad 2 or Gotham City Sirens just to see more Batman characters.
He could have easily... I mean, even like when Commissioner Gordon was talking to the other cop, he was like, yeah, you think after 20 years, he would have just, turned crazy? It's like, I mean, no. Plus, he already got that one guy in Gotham who makes sure everything stays safe when he's not around. It's like, oh, who could he be talking about?
That could have been a great Easter egg. But no, I think they just aren't trying to put too many ducks in a row without, like, having confirmation that it's a success.
And that's what I feel like. Like, they don't know where this is going. And it's one of those things where I have to say,
they don't want another Mummy situation.
well, that's something.
Two different studios, but
that's something they don't have to worry about. Like, as Henry Cavill said, like, yeah, BVS, money-wise, it did great. But, like, no one really cared about it. Like, everyone was disappointed in it. And it's weird because, like, I don't care about the Rotten Tomatoes, like, review score. But I felt like it's almost unfair for this movie.
Kinda, yeah. It'll
like,
give
the last time I seen it was like a 43 or something like that, or a 53.
Was it earlier? Well, I don't know, because this is a while back, but I think earlier in the day, I think it was 65, 64.
Okay. Like, honestly, I feel like it should be maybe in the 80s.
Yeah, upper 70s, lower 80s.
Like, I've enjoyed this movie, and that's coming after seeing, like...
But maybe it's just the fandom in us.
No.
Yeah?
No.
Like, if you were looking at this objectively, like, oh, this is good filmmaking, or is like, it's good fan service?
You know what? I mean, the fan service I did enjoy, but honestly, compared to, like, for instance, when we came out of Suicide Squad, I was like, oh, yeah, we enjoyed the movie, but then, like, after sitting there and settling down, it's just like, ugh. Like, this, I enjoyed it. Like, hearing the Batman theme again, and at first it was just like, oh, okay. Like, I was honestly expecting to be like, you know what? They just threw that in there because they, like, no. This felt Batman-ish. Like, when he planned it, when he's, like, in, like, the Batmobile and he's driving around, I'm like, okay, I can feel this as being Batman. Like, the opening scene, they kind of lightly played, and he's, like, fighting like, that's what Batman do. He chase out the criminals, and, like...
When Batman's doing Batman, you play the Tim Burton theme.
Yes.
When Superman is being Superman, you play the John Williams theme, which, when he was beating up Steppenwolf, that was the perfect moment.
Yeah, and like I said, like, honestly, with the development of all the characters, granted, it has some production problems, but for what we get, I enjoyed it. I'm actually going to stand by that. I mean... Granted, I watched the movie in 3D, which is normally something I'm not too fond of.
I watched it in IMAX.
Yeah, but I enjoyed this. Like, I can't even... I mean, of course, there's like, it's not a perfect movie, but for what it is, and, I mean, I didn't have any expectations about it. I was just like, I'm going to go ahead and see it.
I think that's probably the perfect headspace.
Yeah. Because
I was like, oh, it's whatever. It's probably going to be like Man of Steel at the best. And it was a lot better than Man of Steel.
Yeah. I mean... It's not as good as Wonder Woman, and I believe because that's a standalone movie and they had time to develop her character. But for what it is, like even if you say, well, it's like it's a box of Legos, and like they just throw all the piece, like it's just pieces of Legos. They throw them all in a box, they shuffle it up, and they was like, here, take this, do what you can with it. And it turned out pretty good. Maybe a weird looking bridge, but hey, I mean, it's great. Like, I enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, sure, Hal Jordan is missing from this Lego set, but still a fun Justice League Lego set.
I feel like there's still some bitter people about, like, what took place with that Green Lantern movie, and they need to give it time.
Yeah.
And as much as I would have liked him to be in this movie, I felt like right now they're still trying to run a race that, like, no one's really running. They need to just take their time, but I feel like as if they know most of their characters, well, they're older characters, the older actors, they're getting to age. Like, I could see the age on Bruce Wayne. He's getting too old for this.
Yeah. He's going to need a Terry McGinnis, or he's going to need a Damian, or a Dick, or a Tim to, like, take up the mantle.
I want Dick Grayson.
Yeah. I could see either Dick, a young Damian being a teenager and he's going to have to raise him, or Terry McGinnis. Or a combination of all of them.
As weird as this may sound, Jason Todd, Lazarus Pit. Like, that's it. That's why I'm putting my foot down. Like, I feel like with this universe, that's who they're going to need because, I mean, think about it. With his machinery, that's the only person you can have do this.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't our typical Batman, but it's one of those, hey, whoever they have take the mantle, I'll take them.
Pretty much. It's just all a matter of who they cast.
Yeah.
Because I don't want, like, any Joe Schmo actor or Jake Gyllenhaal to be Batman.
No. Yeah, hearing her talk about Jake Gyllenhaal, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
No.
Like, I don't see him as Batman. I don't see him as Dick Grayson. Like, maybe if he was a little bit younger, like, good 5-6 years ago, then yeah. But, I mean, I'm not saying he's, like, a bad age, but it's just that I don't see him fit. Now, if someone, he's as weird as this may sound, but he's kind of short, but the guy who played an American Assassin, Dylan, he plays in,
I know who you're talking about.
The Maze Runner.
Yeah, that guy.
He played in Teen Wolf also. That's how I was first introduced to his character. I could kind of see him either being like a Tim or maybe a Dick Grayson, and he just taking up the mantle as Batman.
Yeah. I mean, just go the whole thing of like, it's the future, it's Terry, and I don't know, something.
Let's just see where it goes.
Let's just see, because we're a whole like 3-4 years away from that movie.
Yeah.
At this rate.
But yeah, I enjoyed this movie so far. I can honestly say they put their foot in it.
Yeah, they put their foot in it. I'm going to have to say that as well. I've had a few more hours to like brew in this and simmer, and I have to say there's a lot of obvious errors, and like there's cracks in it, but the foundation was cracked.
Oh yeah.
Already.
I mean,
this is the new foundation.
Like if they take this and build from it from here, they only got good places to go.
Yeah.
Like I said, on top of studio productions, I mean continuity, like we honestly dealing with a universe where it wasn't fully established like how like the Marvel universe was. I mean, they introduced every character with their own solo movie. Right now, DC is trying to play this catch-up game, and it's like, please don't. Like, I wish they could have given everyone their own solo movie and then came out with Justice League, how Marvel did Avengers. But it's like, you know, everyone, they're together now. There's, I could say somewhat their characters as we know them as from like different kind of like media outlets or like comic books, the TV shows, the animated shows. Like, this characters that we have, I enjoy them as they are now. Take them and keep running with them.
Yeah. I feel like the only characters you really need to give solo movies to were the Trinity.
Yeah.
Everyone else is kind of like, no, they can have the movie after.
And I feel like as if that could have been, BVS could have been done better.
Yeah, it could have been a Trinity movie rather than a fighting movie.
It could have been the three of them coming together and not needing Superman to die. But you know what? Honestly, it kind of worked out for this movie.
Yeah, they might as well just call it Superman Rebirth.
Yeah.
Because it's just, he died, came back, he was a better character.
Oh, yes. I guess that's it.
Guess that's it. I also want to mention the last DC thing. The villains in the DC universe really are what make it. I'm glad they're building villains up to have their own team, because that's something Marvel isn't doing.
Oh, yeah. You know what? And as weird as this may sound, compared to Marvel, almost, oh, yeah. No, I'm going to go ahead and say it. When I think of this universe, I have to say, I don't process that Suicide Squad is a part of this universe. Like, I keep forgetting that it's a part of this universe. But, like, Man of Steel, BVS, Wonder Woman, and now Justice League, all of their villains, I mean, granted they, you know, as you would say, oh, you know, just a CGI villain or whatever, but they're still villains that I can honestly say, like, wow, like, they pose a real threat. Like, I mean, like traditional, you know, Superman, I mean, original recipe Superman, you know, Christopher Reeve, Zod was the villain. And to see him being a villain in, like, Man of Steel, it's like, what other threat can you give Superman?
Besides Brainiac.
Well, I mean, I don't think that... Zod was great at first. Like, having Brainiac as, like, the first villain, that would have been kind of complicated.
Yeah, unless you're playing up that Kandor angle.
I mean, you could have, but that's even still... First of all, he don't have a Fortress of Solitude.
He doesn't.
No, like, that's something I'm still trying to figure out when we're going to get that. Maybe in his standalone Superman movie. I can see that at the end he finally gains it. But, you know, like, honestly, that next Superman movie, you can introduce Brainiac. Because, I mean, first of all, they need to get rid of that damn Kryptonian ship, okay? Like, when they walked in there again, I'm like, will this be the feature of every movie now?
I know. It's crazy how we actually have that in Millennium Park. Just a giant Superman Kryptonian ship next to the broken memorial that Superman gets. Oh, jeez. I like how they have that diamond building in the background, and like, well, can't wait to go down to the Kryptonian ship site.
Yes, we got sidetracked again, but I have to say this. I seriously did not think that Batman contingency plan was Lois Lane.
I did.
Like, it's one of those, I should have figured that out, but me, because I have no expectations for this movie, I seriously thought, like, when he grabbed him, he was like, that's right, do you bleed? I was expecting to be like, Martha! Martha! Superman, like, I would ask how do you know that name, but we're not going to play this game again.
Just do a whole switcheroo. No, imagine if that was Snyder's original take. It's like, I have a contingency plan, Martha. But then Joss Whedon's like, why don't we just bring Lois?
Yeah, just because that made more sense. Because honestly, like, as we've been teased in BVS, something's going to, I'm wondering if that's still going to play out this way, but like, she is his pillar to the human race.
Yeah. In most Superman stories, if Lois ever dies, he just gives up on humanity. It's like a flimsy way or reason to give up, but you know, she's the biggest human in his life. Like she's the most important human, because in most continuities, Ma and Pa Kent are dead. Yeah. So yeah, who is he gonna care about next? Jimmy?
No,
Perry White.
Jimmy's already dead.
Jimmy died. You know, I was thinking about that this week. I was thinking about, like, you know what? Jimmy had a cousin named James Olsen.
You know what I was expecting when that Asian guy came in? When, like, you know, I was expecting to be like, hey, Jimmy, could you, like, give me some personal time? This was like, oh, man, like, okay. They finally brought his character back, and great representation. We need someone Asian in this group.
Yeah, Jimmy Wong.
No, my real name is Jimmy Olsen. I'm from Kentucky.
Oh, I do want to mention the Hall of Justice, like making Wayne Manor into a Hall of Justice.
Yes, I that right there, I was just like, I know we probably getting Snyder too much credit, but all those like Easter eggs that we see in this movie, that actually makes sense and actually is like, wow, I don't feel like that's like Zack Snyder's doing.
It's either like he thought of all this stuff way ahead of time, and then Justice League was going to be the part 2 to BVS. Like, all the problems you had were going to be resolved here. And then studio was like, we don't have much faith in you. Can you, like, speed this up real quick? Or, like, change everything?
I feel like Josh Whedon probably looked over his notes and be like, hey, you know, he left me to eat. Wait a minute. Why he didn't put any of the word, bro, I got this.
Let me fix up the Wayne Manor.
But just like Superman, there's a bright future ahead, in my opinion, for the DC universe.
Yep, I can see it now. I can see, like, Shazam opening weekend, just amazing. Aquaman's gonna be great. Wonder Woman 2.
It's going to be wonderful.
It moved itself away from Star Wars Episode 9. So it's going to be very well received. It's ridiculous to try and open, like, the same week as Star Wars.
Week before, week after, not the week of.
Yeah. Instead, they moved 6 weeks before.
Okay, well, that's great, because then, I mean, let's be honest, when it comes down to movies, like, the next time we're probably going to go to the theater, The Last Jedi.
Yeah. What if that's the last time we go?
Of 2017? I can see that happen. Whoa, what? A Last Jedi, Luke get killed? No! You would have chosen one!
It is the longest Star Wars movie so far.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
I will get around to The Force Awakens.
Don't worry,
Mind
Charles.
you not.
Don't worry, I wasn't going to say that, but okay.
Yeah, no, I'll get to it when I can, okay?
We're about the 40-minute mark, so do you still want to include the trailers?
I mean, let's talk about trailers in this then.
All right, let's do that.
You can probably just cut this out and make it 2 separate videos.
Or, no, I'll just keep all this.
I'll make 2 separate videos.
Spoiler cast and more.
Oh, and more.
So they could be like, oh.
Okay, and then you can put them timestamp and everything. Don't even edit this out. Just leave it in.
Yeah, timestamps are in the description. Sorry if you didn't know that already.
I mean, they should. What kind of fans are you?
Yeah.
We need to increase our fan base. That's it. We throw in our podcast into everybody's mouths. Wow, that sounds so vulgar. But anywho,
okay, Kevin Spacey.
God. But 3 trailers. I came up with 2. I can't think of a third one. I'm gonna do it on the fly. But Deadpool 2. What did you think of it?
It's the teaser for the teaser. I know you hate that, but they had a gimmick with it.
You know what? When it comes down to Deadpool teasers, they're comical, so I enjoy them. Like, even when he was in that, like, booth, like, that, doing, like, that, whatever that was. Maybe because I seen the extended version first, but after seeing, like, you know, the cut version, it was like, okay, I enjoy the cut version more. But I'm fine with it being Deadpool, because he's Deadpool. Like, that's just how it is. That's how he is.
Yeah.
And, of course, they had, like, I would say, a nanosecond snippet of, like, what you're going to possibly see in the trailer. That looks exciting.
Mm-hmm. Just from, like, putting the Bob Ross little thing aside, the trailer was really great. And then the Bob Ross thing is just a whole other layer of, like, Deadpoolness. And, like, there's subtle references to, like, other things in there. Like, he's using different colors, like Betty White.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, I seen those, like, references. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Like, is this going to be more jokes? And that's one thing I can say about, like, Deadpool, the first one. Hopefully the second one is just as good or even greater. Any jokes you see in the trailers, that's only a taste of what you're going to get in the movie.
Yeah, and absolutely no dialogue. from like the actual movie. It's just like Cable running, hitting a car, Negasonic Teenage Warhead like being on the phone.
Yeah, Ben herself.
Yeah, with a little bit more hair this time.
I mean, I guess she just let her hair grow.
Yeah.
And some telling me this is maybe a year from like the timeline wise, maybe a year since the last Deadpool movie.
Maybe Deadpool's gonna be like, who cares when it takes place?
Yeah, and to make that as like, not only breaking the fourth wall, but like, of course, our fandom taking control. Like, we need to know continuity. Like, no one cares. Okay,
especially Deadpool. Deadpool's the one who cares the least. He'll make a reference, but he doesn't care if it's in the McAvoy or the Stewart timeline.
No, he doesn't care. I mean, X-Men has completely screwed that up, and I don't think it's getting any better. But that's not what we're here for.
Oh, since we're talking about Deadpool and the MCU, or not MCU, but the Fox Marvel movies, do you want to talk about the news coming out this week?
Oh, that I guess the deal is back on the table?
No, James Franco.
James Franco?
He is going to be Multiple Man in a Multiple Man solo movie.
Wait a minute, that's real?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, is it a Fox Marvel mashup?
No, it's a Fox X-Men movie, and they're just like, well, let's experiment. Let's do Multiple Man. Let's do New Mutants. Let's do Deadpool, Gambit, maybe some secret project. Dark Phoenix is now 2 parts.
How I feel is, because I mean, let's be honest, Fox is not making as much money as they were before because now we have better quality comic book movies. I feel like they're trying to push out as many projects as they can because those prices that Disney is offering them are looking more tempting every time they give them a number.
I think they want at least 3 good movies to be like, we've raised our value a little bit more.
I don't see that happening.
Also, I don't want like the whole Disney Marvel thing to like dilute Deadpool or like Logan.
Make a kid version, like Kitty.
Or just make the X-Men, because the X-Men movies are kind of like different in a love it or hate it kind of way. And I don't want like Marvel to just make more Marvel movies, just like with the X-Men coat of paint.
Yeah.
I'd want a lot of variety because everything's becoming more Guardians, everything's becoming more Iron Man, or just Avengers. Those are your 3 categories for everything.
And like, as weird as this may sound, I still haven't seen Thor Ragnarok yet. And it's because I think I'm getting a little tired of Marvel movies. Because I feel like Thor Ragnarok, and it's like, I can't really judge on it because I haven't seen it yet. But I don't feel like as if what's happening is really going to affect the Marvel universe as a whole. Like, I'm more of, okay, give me something new or give me something that like changes the universe in a way where it's going to be, if it don't change it, if it don't affect it now, let it affect it somewhere along the lines. Like Civil War, I mean, it was great. Like, that right there is like, okay, the teams are no longer, like, the Avengers are dead, okay? I mean, you're going to have probably a new Avengers team and, like, some sub-Avengers. But, like, after Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it was just like, to the hell with this, start putting them all back together.
Yeah.
And, like, granted, Thor Ragnarok probably is a good movie. I can't be the judge of that. Did you enjoy it?
I liked it a lot. I do have a little bit of criticism, but it's small criticism and not something like, this ruins the whole movie for me. No, it's like, some jokes aren't that funny. That's it.
Yeah, but I feel like, and this is not me being biased, but I'm looking forward to Black Panther because it's something different. Like, we're not getting an origin story from him. We already know somewhat of his origins, but it's like, no. He's going back home now. Like, we got to see, one, his father dying, how did that affect Wakanda? Him now becoming king, and on top of that, having to deal with, Killmonger coming back. And as much as I normally hate these tropes, of course you see in the trailer, Killmonger is pretty much another version of Black Panther.
Yeah.
It's like, this is going to work for this. like for instance, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I want to see what's going to happen with that movie. They could do another version of Ant-Man, like they did for the first Ant-Man. It's just like, okay, Ant-Man versus Ant-Man.
Well, it's going to be the Ghost, who's like a tech-based villain who can go intangible.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, I think intangible and invisible, but not both at the same time.
Okay.
And the Ghost deals in corporate espionage. Mm-hmm. So like stealing Stark tech or stealing Pym tech, things like that.
Oh, completely forgot. Something that was completely different, Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah. I enjoyed that a lot. Like, I feel like we didn't have too many Marvel movies this year. Well, we get only Guardians, Spider-Man, and... Yeah, okay, Thor was the third one. And I think I've gotten my fair share of those two, where it was just like, I feel like Thor is, and I mean, I'm not trying to knock it, but from the trailers, okay, something happens. He now have to fight in this fight. S.H.I.E.L.D. is destroyed. Most likely Asgard might be destroyed. Him banding together with Loki, Valkyrie, and, Hulk, and at the end of the day, everything is, probably peaceful again, but there are some repercussions where it don't really affect everybody else. Like, I think I'm so used to, like, seeing Avengers movies and seeing, like, all these team-ups. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah, that might be something people want to look out for later. Like, don't put too many characters in your solo movies.
Yeah.
Because then you kind of dilute the whole idea of a team and a shared universe.
And I feel like, and I think it's because I want more shared universe stuff. Because, like, the reason why I like Justice League, because it's like, okay, it's literally DC's Avengers, where, I mean, yeah, Marvel's Avengers for DC, like, teams come together. We didn't get enough, no, we did not get enough solo movies. We did not get enough
We got
solo
the ones
movies.
that mattered. No one wants a Cyborg solo movie. No one wants Aquaman until they find out Aquaman's cool.
Yes, and that's why I probably enjoyed it. And I'm probably either tomorrow or probably Thursday morning or Wednesday afternoon, depends on how work goes, I might actually go and see Thor Ragnarok if it's still in theaters. But yeah, Deadpool trailer, loved it. Next trailer, Rampage,
starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Maybe it's me, and I'm 29. I'm finna hit that 30. That's it. My chemicals in my body is gonna change. I'm being a true adult. If you hit 30, you're not a true adult. What's going on with yourself? But I might actually want to go to the theaters and see this movie.
Just for the nostalgia?
I don't have no nostalgia towards Rampage. I mean, I know of the game, and I mean, I think I've played it a few times.
Yeah, we've played at
at
Replay.
But it's one of those. It's one of those. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's one of those things where it actually somewhat looks good. Like, it's. Of course, it's like, it's just a movie to go and dumb myself down and watch an action movie with The Rock. And it's, yes, I do love The Rock. But this is more interesting than Jumanji. And I have nostalgia towards Jumanji.
I think I have a little bit of nostalgia for both. Because I think I had a Sega version of Rampage. Mm-hmm. And then I had the VHS of Jumanji. So I'm like, which one do I like more?
Yeah, but like Jumanji, like, I honestly think, like, granted The Rock is in it, and maybe it's because of how I feel towards Kevin Hart and after his like whole like situation that's been going on with him and cheating on his wife. But there's neither here or there. But it's just, I don't care for that movie. And it's going to do horrible, of course.
It's Sony, so of course.
I mean, even if it wasn't Sony, Disney could have put. Well, I feel like people in their right minds would have known, if we're not continuing what the first one has done, let's not even do that movie. And I'm not even gonna, like, all BS aside, the star character of Jumanji, he is no longer with us. There's no reason for us to go see that movie.
Pretty much.
Or even find it interesting.
Yeah.
You don't have any original characters from the first one. Like, it's like with Ghostbusters.
This is Ghostbusters for this year.
Yeah. Like, I have nothing wrong with a female cast, but if you don't pay tribute to the previous movies, or that's like doing another Aliens movie and just saying, like, there was never no Ripley. Like, I mean, of course, like, there's Alien Covenant and Prometheus, but those are prequel movies. Like, I mean, I've never seen them. I don't care for them. But, like, it's like, it plays part in the universe, but, like, it's paying tribute to, somewhat of a tribute to, like, the previous movies, because it's a prequel. But I don't know why they're even doing Jumanji. Like, I honestly don't. Like I said, Rampage, I'm more interested in it. Seeing, like, and as dumb as it looks, it still looks, like, exciting. Like, I'm like, The Rock is like, hey, I'm cool with animals. My favorite best friend animal, who is a white gorilla, he's getting weird now. He's getting bigger. And, like, seeing a wolf, seeing an alligator, I'm like, I want to see this goddamn movie.
There's something about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson right now. I think it's going to affect the way I see Black Adam, too. I just see him as a comedian now.
A little bit.
Like, he's just a big guy who, like, smiles and laughs and, like, tells jokes. And, like, the very beginning of the trailer, like, I see him as, like, haha, comedy now.
Yeah.
He's been in too many Kevin Hart movies.
Yeah.
I think it's just, like, 3 of them so far.
And I think he has that image as, like, he's, like, as, like, a video games rating, he's E for everyone. Like,
yeah. He should have been Shazam.
Yeah, like, and I honestly think that would happen, but of course, people are like, well, Shazam is white, and it's like, no, let Shazam be white. He should have been Shazam, but I think it's more along the lines where when Dwayne do take up the mantle as Black Adam, he's going to be ruthless. He's going to be the Scorpion King that we always wanted.
I was thinking like they like typecast him because he was an Egyptian when he started his movie career. Yeah. Now being another Egyptian.
And the fact, like, I always thought he was black because he was in the Jet and Ebony magazine. In Chicago, that's like, kind of black everything magazine, just in case anybody didn't know. God, that party put some kind of timestamp on me.
Oh, it's okay. At least he gave context.
Yeah. But no, like, I'm looking forward to that. And our third trailer, which is not much of a trailer.
What was the third one?
Oh, you're probably going to know. I mean, you already know. You're probably like, it's not much of a trailer.
Yeah. Fantastic Beasts.
Yes.
The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah. Weird title. Seeing the cast, which, I mean, I am excited to see all of them, see where this is going. I guess that was young Dumbledore right in the middle. That's right there next to the lady.
I totally forgot the little order of everything.
Yeah.
But you're not talking about like the goofy looking guy, right?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I'll have to check the picture again because I didn't see any.
I mean,
we should have probably looked at the picture.
Yeah.
All I remember is Johnny Depp in the corner.
Yeah.
As Grindelwald.
But it's like, I like what I've seen. I'm excited to enter this universe again. But I would have thought they would have strayed away slowly from this whole, like, Fantastic Beast situation.
Yeah. But I think they're, like, just locked into that title. Because it's, like, Fantastic... I thought it was going to be Fantastic Beasts but now it's just, like, Fantastic Beasts. And this is the subtitle.
Because, I mean, Newt was his name correctly, right? Yeah. I thought, like, his story was the introduction to, like, this new Harry Potter universe. And I can understand why they probably kept the name. Because it's like, well, this is how the stories of J.K. Rowling, how she written them. But I think we need to keep her close. And keep the name Fantastic Beasts. Because now, when you refer to Harry Potter universe, Fantastic Beasts is that title that everyone can refer to that as. Because, I mean, globally, it did successful. So... honestly, I mean, they're going to keep continuing the movies. This is like, what, the second movie? And I mean, I don't even want to say trilogy anymore. Like, we don't know where this is going.
No, I think this is going to be a 5-part
6 parts?
5 movie thing?
Yeah. You know what? I'm along for the ride for this one.
Yeah. I think they could have just changed the name altogether. But I guess Fantastic Beasts is what we're going with.
Well, I feel like if you named it anything else for, like, general, public... they would have not known what this was.
Yeah.
Like, even if you threw out trailers, like, and was like, oh, another Harry Potter, like, well, why is the name changing? Keeping that Fantastic Beast, like, now we refer, like, I mean, it's been, like, what, maybe 2 years? A year?
It was actually a year ago exactly today.
Wow.
Because Andrea, she keeps movie tickets.
Okay.
And she's like, we saw Fantastic Beasts on the 17th. We saw Justice League on the 17th. Coincidence?
Wow. I wish there was like some, probably does exist, some little book where you could put all your little ticket stubs in, because I have a crap ton of them, and some of them are getting damaged, and I just like, I want to save all these.
Mementos.
Yes.
You know, I like what Regal's doing.
What?
They have these, I have like a card for Justice League like this.
Oh, wow.
It's a little bit different, but I like them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Might have to put that, like, flash it up on a screen eventually. But like, yeah, this is what they're doing.
Yeah. No, like if I share this thing on Instagram, it'll be the thumbnail or something.
But I mean, I'm looking forward to the Fantastic Beasts. Like, I'm ready to get back into like the wizard world. Like, I was never ready to get out. Like, you left me, Harry. You left me so cold.
I'm just wondering if they're trying to set up this trilogy or this movie series, and then like wait a little bit, and then bring back the Cursed Child, and be like, now here's Harry's kid's story.
I mean, like, okay, let's do it now. We've seen the characters from Harry Potter. Like, some of them age pretty good. Oh, no, all of them age pretty good. None of them on drugs, no child star, like,
drugs
bad
that
situation.
we know of.
I mean, like, I don't... believe me, if something happened, it would have been... Like, this is 2017. You can't even poop without it hitting the internet. I mean, if you're a celebrity or some YouTube star.
Yeah, I did see that about Johnny Depp this morning.
Yeah. But, I mean, you can do these 6 movies... and it will probably, I mean, give it a, granted, it's going 2 years between each one, or make the last 2 like a year apart. And that'd be just in time for like the end credit scene for the last one. It can literally be like a teaser to like the cursed child.
Let's see. The last one was 2011, so you need 19 years. So 2030?
Yeah.
We're just going to start the new series in 2030.
Yeah, start a new series. I mean, and funny enough, by that time, they like will be pretty much. It'll be like a throwback, honestly.
It's gonna be like The Force Awakens, but for Harry Potter.
Yeah, like bring back the entire cast. Everything will be good. Whoever's still alive. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Dumbledore, that's okay. We can go move on without that.
Yeah.
Hagrid, you could be able to bring. Does he appear in Cursed Child?
I didn't read Cursed Child, but I know like a few appearances. Snape shows up. I know you're gonna have to recast Snape.
Yeah.
Or use Adam Driver because he looks like him.
Yeah. The CGI it.
Yeah.
So I'm telling me Hollywood, they went ahead and like mapped that out before he passed.
Maybe because it's old Snape. It's like they do a lot of time travel with timelines, so they go back in time and they revisit their present point in time, and then things are different. And one of the timelines, Snape is still alive, so he would be old.
Wow.
Maybe Adam Driver in 2030 old.
Okay.
Maybe maybe with a little bit of makeup too. Who knows?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But I think that's gonna be it for today.
What?
Did everyone enjoy our spoiler cast for Justice League?
And trailer talks for like 3 trailers.
Just a little bit of bonus for you
Well,
guys.
technically, they didn't have even trailers. They're teaser trailer, or 2 are teaser trailers for a trailer, and 1 is an actual trailer.
Yeah, one's a trailer, one's a teaser for a teaser, and the other one is a poster of a teaser for the teaser.
Hey, it's a video, so it's technically a teaser trailer.
Yeah, it's motion because they added the effects.
Yes, and no audio.
Yeah.
Thank you, Facebook.
Jeez, they could have been like, da, 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 da. Oh,
I know.
I'm going to cut that off before I infringe on any copyrights. But if you enjoyed this spoiler cast, you can always leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Exactly. Share with your friends, share with your parents, your mother, your sister, your cousin, your children. They probably like it.
Yeah, I know at least one family listens to us.
Yes.
It's a shout out to Ivan.
Hi, Ivan. My name's Charles.
We'll see you guys next time.
Okay.
Peace.
See ya.